Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Legends of Tomorrow, episode 116, titled Legendary, which premiered Thursday, May 19, 2016 on the CW, and it's the season finale, so sorry for the delay, guys, as it is June 4th. But let's get right into it, 10-minute clock, and let's begin. So something new we learned in this episode. We see the episode going into a brief return back to 2016 to Star City. And this is when Sarah finds out about Laurel's death as Rip Hunter brought them back 5 months from when he took them. So it aligns up to May 2016. So I believe we see Captain Lance, who tells Sarah about Laurel's death, and he's in the Arrow Cave. I believe Sarah stepped into the events of Arrow episode 422, I think it was. So it was interesting to see how the two intersect there. But aside from the trip back, the team that was left behind decides that the mission isn't done. So they try to call Rip Hunter back, who is trying to find Vandal Savage without any help from the timeline, since with the Oculus destroyed, all future knowledge of that is gone. However, Kendra, who is stuck in France of 1944, manages to slip a little note in a helmet she recognized back on the Wave Rider. And because of that, it manages to send a message through time to the team once they're on board to her location, and they end up going there. In the end, we move on though, they find out that Vandal Savage's new plan is to use the 3 meteors that fall to Earth due to the Thanagarians to reset time back to when the first meteor dropped 4,000 years ago, the same meteor shower that gave him, Kendra and Carter, their immortality. So he wants to reset the timeline and somehow turn himself into a god. I wasn't really sure how he was going to do that, but basically he wanted to really mess up time itself by resetting it and destroying it the way he wanted to. And that is basically using the blood of Kendra and Carter on the meteors, causing them to implode and reset time. So after Professor Stein figures this out with some weird time equation, he also figures out that they can use the meteors to strip Vandal Savage of his immortality, making him mortal and making it possible for them to kill him once and for all. So in the end, the team splits up so that they can take care of this. Heatwave and Ray Palmer go back to 1958 to deal with that first meteor. Sarah and Firestorm go back to 1975 to deal with that meteor. Both of those times are times that the team has previously visited before, so they actually come across their past selves in some instances. And then Rip Hunter and Carter go to 2021 for the last meteor, and that's where they find Kendra being held hostage by Vandal Savage. So in the end, all 3 of Vandal Savage are killed. Heatwave, Sarah, and Kendra do the honors, and Rip finishes it off by further electrocuting the guy. So there is that. And then briefly, they have to destroy the meteors before they implode. So Ray manages to shrink it down, so when it does implode, it's just like a little explosion in the dirt. Firestorm actually use a new power. It's when they can change one thing into another property. So they use it on the meteor and they change it into water, which is a power they just discovered they had in this episode. So I'll get back to that after. And then Kendra, she just stabs him, followed by the electrocution and all that. So with their mission to stop Vandal Savage now complete, the team has a new mission, and that is to become keepers of the timeline, and Rip Hunter offers this mission to anyone on the team who wants to join him on it. The team agrees, except for Kendra and Carter, who want to try living their life without the threat of Vandal Savage coming after them and killing them, which the team understands. Though it just occurred to me now, though, that will there be any issues considering that Kendra is from 2016 and then Carter is from 2166? Is there going to be an issue because he's from the future living in the past, or is he just going to take over the life of his 2016 reincarnation? So there's a question there. But just before the team gets on the Wave Rider to fulfill their new mission, we get the introduction of Rex Tyler, who tells them not to go on the Wave Rider or they will be killed. And he's been sent to them by Heatwave himself. And he says that he's part of the Justice Society of America. And that's how the episode ends. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode? For me, it definitely has to be the fact that Randall Savage wanted to destroy and reset the timeline the way he did. I don't get why he needed to do all that when he already has a time ship. Could he just go back for 1,000 years or something? Or did he really want to, I don't know. It was a very big plan of his, for sure. He definitely doesn't think small. That's for sure. So I really say that a lot. I just realized that. Anyways, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be the fact that Randall Savage was killed. Not only once, not twice, but 3 times. And I really like how, I know that sounds morbid, but I really like how the team played to their strengths. And they were able to kill him in a way that they were proficient in. Although I didn't understand why Kendra wasn't the first one to kill him. But anyways, Heatwave ended up being the first. Although when he killed him in that timeline, the other 2 should have immediately fallen dead afterwards without Sarah or Kendra driving the needle in the coffin because of the whole timeline thing. But then that's just my issue there. But I really like the fact that he was finally dealt with, and he was so arrogant over the idea that he cannot be killed. And I really like how Heatwave dealt with that. It's just like, have you heard the news or something? Type thing, like rubbing in his face, like, oh, you think you're immortal? Well, guess what? You're not anymore. So I really like that whole confrontation. And even with Sarah, her attitude towards Randall Savage is saying like, we're not late. And it's like she doesn't back down from his arrogance, I guess you could say. Second favorite moment for me has to be Professor Stein's explanation on Randall Savage's time destruction plan, especially with the equation. It helps when he explains it, how the plan was supposed to happen, how he was able to be in 3 places at once, and how it was meant to plan out theoretically, and just what they were meant to do to stop it. So I really just like that whole plan. I even like the idea that he was able to figure out the plan through an equation. It really shows his genius level right there. So that was pretty cool. And last favorite moment was the appearance of Captain Lance in the Arrow Cave. Although the moment or the reason behind seeing him was a sad one, because that is the part where Sarah learns that her sister is dead. But I really like that he was included. I really like it was in a moment where it actually intersected at a part in an Arrow episode. So I really like that. I really like that we got to see him in the Arrow Cave again and actually see that he's part of the team, as we know that he took over manning the comms because Felicity had to step away. So it's just great to see Captain Lance again. I'm always glad to see characters from the other shows making appearances on this show from time to time. Okay, moving on to top 3 peeved moment. First one has to be Firestorm's new power. It's just, I don't mind the power, it's pretty cool, but its appearance on the show just seemed too coincidental in regards to timing. I mean, I would have accepted it better if like they had come across this new power a few episodes ago, and then in each episode you see them training or trying to get the handle of things as each episode progresses, and then see it come to fruition in the finale. But the way they did it, with the finale being the first time you see it, and then them only having one actual practice try, and then having it in the field, and then having it technically work the 3rd time around, it was too coincidental. It seemed like it was just an easy fix to have it reappear. I think it would have been a lot better if it appeared like maybe in the 9th or 10th episode, and then have it progressively come along, and then in the finale have it work out in the way it needed to, because the way they did it bugged me. So there's that. Timer's about to go off. There we go. Okay, second peeve moment was the fact that the Kendra and Carter are leaving the team. Now, it's a peeve for me because of the fact that they're leaving, but it makes sense why they would want to leave the team, because now they want to see what life would be like without always being on the run and not having a target on their back. But it's just, I'm always sad when main characters leave, for sure. So there's that. And then the last peeve moment is the whole timeline confusion again. Like, if you know from The Flash, whenever time travel comes up, I'm always confused, because also there's other shows and their concept of time travel, which I understand, conflicts with the way this time travel concept works, because like the way I'm thinking of it, I understand how there could be 3 Vandal Savages at once in time. However, with the whole order of killing, if you killed 1958 Vandal Savage, doesn't that mean that 2021 Vandal Savage and 2166 Vandal Savage don't exist anymore because their 1958 counterpart died? Like, if you killed 2166 Savage first, it doesn't matter. The other 2 are still alive. But if you killed 1958 Savage first, then that should immediately erase the existence of 1975 and 2166 instead of having him killed 2 additional times. But, like, I wouldn't have an issue. Like, it just really bugged me because it showed 58 dying first by Heatwave, and then 75 by Sarah, and then 21 by Kendra, when it should have been. But then that really messes with my understanding of the timeline and keeping it consistent and keeping it free-flowing. If they had done Kendra first, killing 21, and then Sarah killing 75, and then Heatwave killing 58, then that would make sense why they'd actually have to kill him 3 additional times instead of just killing him 1 time at the right time, at the right version of him to do it, if that makes sense. I really hope I made sense. Let me know in the comments below if you made sense of it, or if you can clarify that time travel stuff for me. I really appreciate it. But moving on, what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The death of Randall Savage. Huge thing for sure. Moving on to random questions very quickly. And it's kind of what I just said about my peeve. So basically the question was, why did they need to kill Randall Savage 3 times if killing him in 1958 means that his counterparts in 1975 and 2021 would cease to exist? Pretty much what I said in the peeve moment. I didn't realize I actually wrote it in a question until I read it. So there's that. We've got an answer for that. Again, comment below. Love to hear it. Next question. If there is an issue behind 2166 Carter staying in 2016, is there going to be an issue, or is he just going to take on the life of the 2016 Carter that had been killed? Mentioned that before previously. Again, didn't realize I wrote it down as a question. But here's one that I haven't brought up yet. Will we hear about the Thanagarians again? Apparently they're a threat in 2175, but with the Oculus destroyed, does that mean that has changed that part of history or that part of future history at all? Or will they actually be a problem? So who knows? Moving on to predictions very quickly. Season 2 news. It was revealed in the CW Upfronts in May that Legends of Tomorrow will return in the fall on Thursdays at 8 p.m. So no mid-season start for this show. It's going to start with when Arrow and The Flash start up again. So there's that. We'll also get a 4-part crossover in December with Arrow, The Flash, and Supergirl. All 4 shows air at 8 p.m. on the CW. You got Supergirl on Monday, Flash on Tuesday, Arrow on Wednesday, and Legends of Tomorrow on Thursday. So superhero action fun on the CW. So there's that. In regards to Season 2 predictions, though, hopefully we'll learn more about the Justice Society of America. Hopefully we'll learn more about the Thanagarians and whether or not they will attack Earth or not. And we really got to find out if whatever happened in the Flash finale is going to affect or be brought up on Legends of Tomorrow, because spoiler alert for the people who haven't seen the Flash finale, Barry went back in time and messed up with the timeline. That really makes an impactful on I'm assuming it's impactful for his future as the Flash. And because he is the Flash who had played parts on Arrow and Legends, does that affect them? Does it not? Is that change in the timeline going to show on Legend of Tomorrow, which is so heavily based on time travel? We're going to have to wait and see, but we only have to wait until October. So there is that. And that's about it. So, what'd you guys think of the finale? What'd you like about it? What do you think is going to happen in season 2? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own thoughts, theories, and predictions. Like I said, if you have any answers for my questions, please leave them down below. Truly appreciate it. And also check out my Tumblr page. I'm behind at the moment, but I will catch up very soon. But the link for that is down below. I usually read blog promos, sneak peeks, quotes, GIFs, synopses, all of that. So go check that out. And that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. So sorry for delay, but I'm almost better. Still got a bit of a cold, as you might have told with my voice, so I do apologize about that. But there's that. Also, 2 upcoming videos for Legends of Tomorrow before you hear back from me for the next season. But I'm going to do a video about my top 5 favorite episodes of the season, so stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to do a video about the CW upfronts, and Legends will be mentioned as it is on the schedule. So check that out when it's posted. And until next time, this is Mal, wishing you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.